So today we're going to get to the good stuff. We're basically going to review the product and quotient rule. So previously what we had done up until this point is if we want to take the derivative of something, say a simple function, we would know how to do it. So if it was fine, we could do it. If it was x squared, we know how to do it. But now the question is what happens when you take the derivative of a product of two functions, both that have to have like inputs of x. So you might say that, hey, maybe this is just the derivative of the first function times the derivative of the second function. Right? That would be kind of intuitive. As it turns out, that's not how you do it. So the formula for this guy is basically I have the derivative of x times or derivative of f of x times g of x. This is the derivative of what this actually equals is the derivative of the first times the second base plus the first times the derivative of the second, right? So let's do a quick example. Let's say f of x is x squared and g of x is cosine x. Then doing this derivative, we would say, hey, if I wanted to find, and we'll say that h of x is actually x squared times cosine x, right? And I want to take the derivative of this. So let's say I take the derivative of it. Now going back to this formula, we get, okay, the derivative of h of x is x squared times this. So we do the first times the derivative of the first times the second. So it would be the derivative of this one first, which is 2x, times this just base, which is fine, plus the first one, the original x squared, times the derivative of the second one, which is negative sine x, right? So this is basically that. And real quickly, there is also the quotient rule, which is if I wanted to take the derivative of, now let's say it at f of x divided by g of x. Again, this kind of like simple methodology wouldn't work. This is a lot more complicated. I like to think of it low d high minus high d low over low squared. Right? So basically what this looks like, and I'll just write the formula for this because you can input all these other things, it is going to be low. So by low, we mean g of x. By high, we mean f of x. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. So low d high. So low d means derivative. D high minus high d low all over low squared. Right, so real quickly what this is going to be, if we go back to the original function, g of x is cosine squared, so it would be cosine x times the derivative of f, which was x, okay, so times 2x, minus high, which is going to be, again, high is the original function f of x, so x squared, derivative of the low, times negative sine all over low squared, which is cosine squared. So again, that was super quick. We'll go into a little more detail later, but real quickly again, the derivative of two functions multiplied by another is this formula, and the derivative of something divided by one another is this formula. And we'll dive, and when we're using this low d high minus high d low, the high is referring to the term on the top, the low is referring to the term on the bottom.